Today's episode of the Natural Habitat Podcast is brought to you by our YouTube channel. All right? If you've been listening to the show, then you know that we are on YouTube doing daily uploads for all of 2017. All right? We're in February now. We've been doing uploads every day, and we're not stopping anytime soon. So go to YouTube, type in Natural Habitat Podcast, subscribe, share, like, comment, do all the things that you do on YouTube. Become interactive because we are there, we're listening, we're watching, and we're uploading every single day. So make sure that you subscribe now. Go do it now. I'll wait. You just open up a new tab in whatever on your phone or in your... Yeah, you got it. You got it. Okay, YouTube. Type in Natural Habitat Podcast in the search bar. Okay, there it is. Now, click subscribe. Boom. You are now subscribed, and you will be getting daily updates. You turn the updates off if they bug you, but check back every day because we got something new. New content, new archived episodes. That's like a new old thing. But new top fives, all kinds of shit coming on YouTube. So make sure that you keep an eye there. You guys ready to get into today's episode? You guys ready to hear me stumble over some words? I hope so. Let's do it. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah. First of all, thank you for joining us. We are in a new hundo. This is episode 301. Who would have thought that we would have made it this far? None of my haters, that's for sure. Holy shit. Are you serious? My phone's going off? My phone's going off right now. That is unprofessional as fuck. And if that didn't even make it to the microphone, then I just put myself on blast for nothing. So I'm going to edit all that out. And I'm also going to turn my phone sound down. Okay, now we're back. Thank you for all the support, for you guys joining us. We really appreciate it. This has been a dream of mine since I was 4 years old to host a podcast. I just didn't know it. And now that I'm here, I'm getting all choked up. Oh, man. Whew. All right, I just want to say thank you, and that's it. All right? Today, I have a special interview that myself and That Killer Chris did with one David Alexander, a.k.a. The Dirtball, formerly of Suburban Noise Records, and now part of United Family with Daddy X of the Kottonmouth Kings. And he is in the new revamped Kottonmouth Kings. He is working on putting out Firestrike, which is an album that people have been anticipating from him for years. But there was a lot of technicality, a lot of stuff that went down, and now he is able to release it. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how he got into music, growing up in Oregon, and just a lot of things that you might not know about the Dirtball. Everybody gets to see one side of him as an artist, and I learned a lot of things from this interview. You really see a cool side of this guy that a lot of people don't know is there. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and play this interview, get into it, and we'll take it away. So here it is. We have Dirtball live on the line. Can you hear me, my friend?
What up, everybody? How's
it going?
What up,
Dirtball?
All right. First of all, thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Fucking much love for this.
So we were talking a little bit before we started recording, and just for people that know you as the Dirtball, the rapper, but don't know too much about you, you live and also grew up in Oregon. Is that correct?
Yeah, I born and raised in Central Oregon, actually Bend, And now I still live in the area, but I moved out about an hour out into the woods. So who knows why? Well, a lot of reasons why, but it's so now I live out deep in the woods. Yeah,
That's dope
so
though. Like by yourself, all secluded.
Yeah, it's nice. I've got another little studio house that I kind of create and I mean it's cool. I have a cool setup, so it's it's pretty deep though, dude. There's not. I mean, it's sometimes I drink too much and smoke too much out here, and I get
hearing things and shit.
I hunt a lot, so it's just kind of a weird place. Cougars and no bears where I'm at, but anyway, so I'm still in Oregon.
That's dope, man.
That's dope. So you enjoy the nature, being out in the thick of it?
Oh yeah. It's like pretty much how I was raised around here. So I've always maintained like a good balance of, some people disagree with that, but I think in the long run, balancing your life between touring and your home, what you love to do, is super important. And even if in the interim it seems like you're probably wasting that 6-month period, you're really not, because you're just creating so much more of yourself and keeping yourself balanced and
definitely got to have a balance.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I did a little bit of research, and I found out that before you started making music, you were a drummer. When did you start drumming?
Yeah, I started drumming when I was I think probably 4 or 5. My parents had me. My parents play music. And they actually they play bluegrass music, and they have a band and all this stuff. It's pretty great.
Nice. What's the name of the band?
Quincy Street is the name of the band, and that they raised me doing music, and so I started playing piano. Actually, I started doing piano pretty much first when I was really, really small. Like I was saying, 4 or 5. Right around then, I got a drum set, but I still played piano, which has helped me a lot in production. But so I got on the drums, ran the drums through all of my schooling, and did every jazz band, every jazz choir thing. Always was the drummer. My buddy played bass, and we kind of had a little rhythm section. And so I got pretty good on the drums. And then when I was 15 or 16, I had a band in high school, and I started singing behind the drum set a little bit.
So that was the first band, or were you like in and out of a few here and there?
That first band in Bend that I had, and then when I left Bend, I actually went to Sweden for 2 years, and I had we did a little music there, but not as much as I wanted to. So when I came back, I was another phase of my life. I was on scholarship at University of Utah because I was a ski racer. That was the thing I grew up doing.
Damn. So in between playing drums and piano as a young child, you were also a ski racer, and good enough to where you got a scholarship.
Yes, an NCAA scholarship. The plan was, as that part of my life, when I was just doing music as a hobby, and it was something I just did all my life. So I never really thought about my plan wasn't really to make it in music until I turned 18, 19. But I was ski racing so much, I was trying to make the Olympic team, and this is cross country ski racing, like Nordic ski racing. So when you see on the Olympics, the dudes like skates, like that type of skiing. So everything that I was around was, trying to be on the Olympic team, and that was my path too. So even Sweden, when I went there, I went and trained with the Swedish national coach at this school that a lot of the Olympians here in the U.S. go to. And so it was.
Man, what was that like?
And I got a scholarship to Utah, NCAA, and started racing that way. And that's when I started a band called Chola. It was like a funk rap band. And we have a couple. We recorded a couple records all on tape and stuff.
Yeah.
It was way back. But they're pretty dope, and we did really well. We had a lot of labels looking at us, but we were more of like a Intermountain, like a regional band in Salt Lake City. I lived there. That was obviously where University of Utah was, but I lived there for six and a half years, and we pretty much blew up that spot. But we were more just like, I think we didn't write hits, or we weren't writing. We were more of a jam rap. I would like rap behind the drums. That's why when I was saying in the old band, I started like singing a little bit and realizing, oh shit, I listen to so much rap music, I can start rapping and drumming.
And you would just freestyle while you were drumming?
Man, that's some talent.
It's hard to do.
Yeah, that's super talent.
It was crazy. I haven't really even busted that out on anybody. The only time I ever really see me is like doing with stand-up kit at shows with the like Lottie Dottie. I'll do that at like Kottonmouth shows. But as far as what we did with Chola, I was really nailing rhymes, and that's what created my rhyming patterns in my, like, I never set out to be a faster chopper MC. I just was playing the drums and
just
hitting
going with the beat,
the verses with the cymbals. My mouth was the cymbals almost. It was like a,
man, you're like in touch with the drums that just like getting
yeah.
It was like
totally crafted.
It was like you had an extra pad.
Yeah. That's dope. That's dope.
Crafted my rap style. So we had that band for a long time, about again 5 or 6 years, and then I'm almost gonna cap this off here. But the ski racing broke both my feet in like I think it was my junior year at University of Utah.
Damn.
And everything was going well, but it was such a blessing in disguise because I really, sports doesn't make you very much money, and definitely not the ski business.
Yeah.
Unless you're an NBA or, even then it's going to be really hard. So I had to make that decision right when I broke my feet. Okay, do I want to keep doing this as a full-blown career and jump over the canyon and just say fuck it all and it's all music? Or do I want to do this? So I just said, fuck it all, it's all music. And then I had the band Chola in Salt Lake. That band, I actually had to split it up when the Olympics were in Salt Lake City. I was kind of getting to a point where I'm like, okay, I think I need to do this off of the drum set, because I realized I had this skill set that I developed pretty uniquely, and I was jumping off and rapping on beats on my own, and I was making little demos, and I was thinking, damn, I can do this. And so I started sending those out. I made one called Dirty D Project Volume 1, and it was, pretty amateur, but it's actually, I look back on it, I'm like, it wasn't too bad. But I was sending out to all sorts of labels, like promo packs, old school style, before we could just put EPKs or whatever.
Before the electronic ones.
Yeah, glossies with the bio and the CD.
Yeah.
And I sent them over to probably 300-400 different labels. And Brad X was the dude that picked me up at Suburban Noise at the time. And so, and then from there, that was 2003. And then from there, it's just, it's just gone on and on. So
yeah, that's crazy, man. I had no idea that you were that close to making the Olympic team, and it's crazy how things work out. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, it probably was devastating at the time.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty crazy, but our band was doing so well, and I was starting to see that this could be I could actually make a living off of music, and so I think that saved me. And like I said, it was either a power bar sponsorship or, go make your own money with what you have ample amounts of within you to do. So
yeah, and that's hard when you have two things that you love to do and have to pick one. You're just like, man, what fuck? Like, which way do I go? Kind of shit.
Right.
And then like when you pick the music, it's just like, but it's like, man, like you can hear that it just comes out naturally, Like when you hear your records and music and stuff, it's just like you just flow naturally. It's like just so on point and on beat. And it's just dope, man. Like I love music and shit, so I'm a big fan. Like,
thank you, dude. Appreciate that.
So, so you started when you started making these albums, you made the Dirty D Project Volume 1.
Yes.
And
Papa D-Ball.
I know that you are a big user of the home studio, which everybody is nowadays. Yeah. A lot of the songs you hear on the radio are made in home studios. And you and us come from a time before there was a studio in everybody's house that could make quality music, before electronic press kits, before SoundCloud and YouTube and all these.
When you had to actually go out and pass out your music on disc and tapes and stuff.
Yeah, you couldn't monetize your music and put it online and make money.
You couldn't just throw it on YouTube and get 1 million listens and shit.
So how, in your experience, how has the internet and this new technology changed the game? Because you now are currently with Daddy X on his new label.
On his new label.
United Family, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what kind of different avenues are you taking? What changes have you seen personally being in the game for so long?
I've seen like good sides of it and bad sides of it. And I don't mean bad sides. It's the good sides of it are that, again, it allows you so many platforms to release your music on. I think the distribution side of everything is really the biggest part of it, because aside from just your will to create and keep creating, and you're, being able to put things out like that is insane. You don't have to, you can set it up as long as you want, or just release it right there or whatever. And that, like you're saying, that was never available to us. We always had to plan things way out, and everything was like, oh no, you can't release this. And I mean, I remember when it was like we had to wait, release one record and then traditionally wait a year and a half and obviously tour on it, but then wait a year and a half to release another one. And it was just always like, man, what a weird, like, locked in kind of thing we're on.
It's just a long time frame.
Yeah, I think that's a big plus, and everybody being able to release their music when they want to. And again, the distribution channels, like if you're on, let's see, like DistroKid, or now, I mean, CD Baby now actually is really far more advanced from when we were back in the day. That was like the first place I think I ever remember was like CD Baby online.
Yeah.
Now they have, so like take DistroKid for instance, because I've been researching the best. I think that DistroKid's the best all around independent releasing platform. And actually Eddie Ruxpin, our DJ, got me onto that. If I don't say that, he'll later be shit on. But so I started looking into it, and they have like over 100 different channels that when you release things, it goes right to those channels, be it Spotify or over to here. I mean, it's like insane. And you can set up your own, 30 days out, pre-orders. I mean, it blows my fucking mind, honestly. And I think that's a super plus. One thing on the other side of it, though, it has kind of saturated the game a fair amount.
Yeah.
Fair amount of bullshit.
Pretty good amount.
Yeah. And it's tough to see. I mean, that stuff sifts its way out anyway, but it's just like a flooded deal. So you really have to, you really do have to have, some talent behind you and even some teams of people working for you. And so I think that's about the only bad side I can see to it. There's really no bad side. I mean, that's kind of more of a personal feeling.
Yeah, but I think for anybody trying to provide content to this, vast internet that's been created and been growing over the past, just 20 years, it's like it's hard to get it out there if you don't have the right tools and the right people. And this oversaturation makes it to where I've heard some of the greatest songs ever made by independent artists that have less than 1,000 plays that nobody's heard.
Yeah,
dude, and it's pulled out so much talent because like you said, I mean, it's impossible for people getting signed to a record label. That was just, I can't even believe I, latched on and did it. I mean, at the time you needed it, but now it's like it's almost like it would hinder you to sign a record deal. For real, and that's where a lot of people
better
go.
by yourself,
So I mean, doing your own record label.
Yeah, I mean that's always the best route because that way you don't have to just fork over a certain percent. You can just control everything. You can get most percent back and just do the best your own because you know how you want to run your own shit. It's better than having someone else saying, okay, this is how we're gonna do it, rather than you saying, okay, this is how I'm gonna do it.
And all these things that labels used to do for you can do yourself now easily.
Yeah, exactly.
All the way down to making a sweet ass website.
Or if not, you can hire a couple little people to work for you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of working for somebody else. Man, there's a big difference. So it's like it's always better to do it by yourself until you can't do it no more until you need a little help. Then maybe get an investor, but not sign with nobody.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing about it, I think, is a really big plus is that singles were never a thing. Singles were something that you grabbed one song if the label liked it, and then you put it out to try and get it on the radio. Single now it's just like boom, boom, singles.
They worry about more singles in the album than the actual album itself.
And it's smart as hell because you just keep traffic moving, and then you stack your singles out, and then you can release albums down the way with all those singles on them. And that's just an awesome thing. So that's what I'm going to start doing here with Firestrike, be releasing just song by song. And what a beautiful thing to have.
That's dope, man. Well, I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I could play a couple tracks here on the show.
Hey, man, that's up to you,
man.
Yeah,
that'd be dope. Actually, if you want to send them over, like email them, then I could attach them, and then they'll be better quality.
Oh, that's true.
Instead of playing them over Skype.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Sure,
yeah, we could take care of that after the recording. But let's talk about that album real quick because that is slated to be released in spring, correct?
Yeah, it should be spring, but I can't trust. I just don't ever. I don't know. So I'm gonna start releasing tracks.
Okay.
That's what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's dope.
Because it's pretty much lined up right now, so everything's mixed and done. Like I said, I had so many songs that I had to just I just barely got done mixing the whole album.
What was your process to like pick the songs for the album?
Some of them just went away in my interest, which is horrible. You have to trust your gut for sure when you're picking your songs on your record. And yeah, I've made the mistake a few different times. The songs have been like, why the fuck I put that on there? But the problem with the time that goes by, and if you're not releasing music at a not rapid, but at a constant rate, you can really grow tired of some of your own tracks, even when they're the dopest tracks. And so it's a dangerous little game.
Yeah.
To play head, so I had to basically just choose the strongest songs, the strongest beats, and then make the record have some sort of flow to it and like a roller coaster of material. So that's kind of what I did.
Man, it's dope.
Yeah, because you'll never be able to hear it from an outside ear anyway. That's one of the worst parts about making something is that you'll never be able to hear it how other people are going to hear it. You're always listening to extra shit. You're always listening to levels or like some weird thing that the beat's doing that you don't like.
Yeah, you're listening to a lot of things that people don't hear and they don't recognize. Yeah. So you're just being like so critical, and everyone's like, "Man, that's dope." And you're like, "Yeah, like, all right, yeah, thanks, man." Like, you don't.
I'm always like, they say that's dope. I'm like, you think so?
Yeah, right. I'm like, right. I was like, man, I'm not too sure about this part. They're like, no, I like it, man. It's cool. Like,
so you're known for like all of your albums kind of having a different sound. Like, I know that Crook County was more like a rock kind of sound, and Nervous System was more like hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
So what can we expect with Firestrike?
Firestrike is along, it's not along the same lines of Nervous System, but it's definitely more a hip-hop record. I would say it's an aggressive hip-hop album. It's there's a lot of super chopped out, like super fast MCing going on here. I got this one kid I got on here slams everybody I've ever heard as far as speed.
Nice.
But there's a lot of fast rapping, but there's also a lot. I was trying to again when I was picking the songs, like you're saying, this had a lot to do with it too. Is trying to show, I don't ever want to move. I'm not an artist that will like change my style to match what's going on today. I hate seeing really dope MCs do that.
Because it's going to be no good in a couple years.
I know. So you got to stick to what you know the best. And what I know the best is pretty much fast rapping and chopper shit. And so, but I also did some other types of songs on this record too. I like to pull back and do some slower stuff, some more meaningful things. And so, yeah, I think it's just an aggressive hip hop album, really. And there's Mike Kumagai made the majority of the beats, who's our producer for Kottonmouth, and myself. And so his sound is just hard to fuck with. He's just the gnarliest dude ever. And so I've got him making most of the music, and then this kid T Mike from Minnesota, he's done some kick-ass tracks on there. And then I always throw a couple of my own on there.
Yeah.
So it's a good album. I mean, I think it's really good. I just need to get it out. Get this out, because
let's be honest.
Yeah.
How long have people been waiting for this album?
Oh fuck, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
It sucks, man. It's a long.
That's a long time.
And it wouldn't be that long. I'll tell you another angle to it. Why? The lawsuits. It really stalled everything for like 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5 years.
But it turned out to be worth it because you said that you guys got your catalog, correct?
Yeah. Yes, we got all our music.
Dope.
So, and that's the most important thing. And so it's really been, if I was to look at it like from my own problematic stance of why it's not out, it's been a couple years and waiting for this record, because those other 2.5 years I had my hands tied.
Yeah, they don't really count.
No,
No, so it's just a nasty little hole in the history. But so it's been a few years, and I'm just trying after this one. Eddie and I are already working on another record for after this one, so I'm just trying to start. I'm really ahead of myself. Firestrike is, it's I'm already another year ahead here, 6 months ahead, trying to work on the next record because I don't want that shit to ever happen again. Like I don't want to have a halted phase. I really don't have any fucking time to have a halted phase in any form ever to the end.
Yeah.
So
we're only here for so long,
right?
Yeah.
You got to make the most of it, man. Do the most.
Mm-hmm. So right now in 2016, 2017, who are you watching that's currently moving in the rap game? Doesn't even have to be rap, just in music. Who are you into now? New music. Somebody, it could be someone you don't know. Just
God, I'm always into the standard, like all of our peers. Obviously, I love Tech Nine, and he blows me away. I follow, I love Ritz. I like watching his progression, and it's like let's see, Dizzy Wright. I listen to a lot of Dizzy
he's super
Wright.
dope. He sells out the every time he comes here, he always sells out. So I've seen him a couple times here in Slow.
He's on my new album, and I just like him a lot. He's a cool.
Yeah, he has that
dude.
cool flow.
Yeah, and then there's this kid out of Seattle he's on one of the songs too, but he blows me away. His name's MC Sav from Seattle, and he just came out with a new track. I think it's called. Well, I think it's the track. I know the track's name Waves, but I think the album is. I think it's the title track. Anyway, MC Sav, S-A-V.
Word. Definitely have to check him out.
Dude, he smashes me on this song. I sent him this song off Firestrike, and I was like, really proud of my verse. And I'm like, it was, really good, well put together, fast verse. And he sends me this shit back, and I'm just like, dude, I can't put this on my album anymore. This dude just fucking murdered me.
Damn.
And I told Tech Nine one time, I don't remember which show, but I told him about this, and I was like, man, what do you do? He's like, dude, that's what it was like for me when I had Busta Rhymes on a track. I just was like, oh fuck, my whole shit's just over with. So anyway, that kid, I've watched quite a bit, and
people like that are dope because you guys challenge each other to be better. You know what I mean?
You always strive to get that dopest verse.
Yeah.
And who's gonna have that dopest?
It's like a friendly competition.
Yeah. You're like, watch this. Watch what I'm about to get down right now.
Yeah, dude, it's great. So, yeah, man. I mean, I listen to all sorts of music. I listen to a lot of old Johnny Cash, and I do listen to quite a bit of I wouldn't say country music. I'd say like outlaw country shit. But I listen to rap. I don't have the radio, so that's one big thing too. Is like
that's a perk. It's a big perk.
Yep.
To not have it, right?
Yeah, to not have it,
dude. Because I really don't. Again, I live up here. Even if I was to live in like the town Bend, which isn't even that big in itself, but the local radio there doesn't play, any of the latest shit anyway. So it's just like I really don't know what the fuck's going on out there other than underground shit.
It's good.
You can play one track on the I can listen to the radio for about 10 minutes and won't know what the fuck's going on. I'm so lost. I'm like, I just need my CDs.
I just start feeling sad for the children.
Where's my CDs at? Where's my phone?
I just be like, man, people requested this.
I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, getting a headache. Man, horrible.
Dude, I don't know lyrically what's going on out there, man. All I know is it's kind of turned from less vocal talent to more of the producer talent. Yeah. It's like, what the track, how slamming that track is, and how built up and trapped out it is. It's just all.
That's where everything's gone now. It's all trap, and it went through like the dubstep and EDM phase, and now everything's kind of rested on trap. So everyone's paying attention to drops and and got to have the hottest producer. I think you're right.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, that's kind of what the separation of the underground and mainstream has gotten so broad now. Now it's like the underground is really, I mean, they're two entirely fucking different lanes.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're just way on the other side. But definitely the underground is a place for me, man, because the mainstream, I would not last a minute.
I don't know if I can't say I wouldn't love to be, because that would be lying. But if I was to ever be, I would be like an Eminem type of, when you watched him come on and
he
get
just
on
had a no fuck attitude.
and it was like it was straight what he did. He never changed anything. It was just, and bleeps everywhere. And that's the only way I would want to get on the radio, is something that I, loved. I didn't create it for the radio. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I get that.
For sure. So, people will be listening to this podcast whenever. I'm not sure when people are listening. It'll be available for the rest of the internet. But
Nice.
If they're listening to it right now, you do have a couple shows coming up this weekend, February 10th and 11th of 2017.
At Fullerton, California on February 10th.
Yep.
Fullerton, California, and where's the second one?
Corona on the 11th.
Right.
And Triz is up on that first show.
Yep, shout out to Triz.
Yeah, shout out to Triz. He's dope. That's another artist I do like to listen to. I like his swag, dude. He's fucking gnarly.
Yeah, he's super dope.
All right, dope. Well, we got a bunch of people in California that listen. So, if anybody wants to go check out the show, where are the tickets available?
I think they're at ticket events, basically you can go on to my Instagram, and I have the ticket links under the pictures.
Okay.
Yep, it's Fullerton February 10th at the Slide
Free.
Bar.
Fullerton's a free show, and then
dope.
And then Corona, the ticket link is under there.
Okay, sick.
I say event tickets or ticket events, but I think they sell them straight out their deal, so you just click on that.
And then you're also going to be at Juggalo Day.
Yes,
on the 17th.
Man,
Janet's Landing.
Dope.
It's going to be gnarly. I think we'll be there for both days, and I'm best manning for a fan on ICP's stage. So someone's getting married there, and he asked me to be the best man.
That's what's up, man.
All right, and pretty sure ICP's rolling out the deal for him. So we'll it's gonna be interesting.
Man,
we'll be there both
awesome.
days, just having fun. I love St. Petersburg. I like going down to Florida to play.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, dope, man.
So where can people find you before we get out of here? Rattle off your social medias where you're active at.
It's all the Dirtball. So whether it's Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, it's the Dirtball, one word. And those are all three. I mean, are there other ones?
I don't know.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can just type in the Dirtball and it'll pop up right there.
Yeah.
And the links will be in the comment as well.
Chris
we'll
knows.
go and throw the links
Chris has
on.
got all your links taken care of.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know.
I follow you on all the social media. So we'll go ahead and add all the links so you can just click on it and go right to his page and go ahead and follow him.
Fucking A. All right, man. Well, thanks again for joining us.
Hey, man,
Thanks.
much love. We really
Thank
appreciate
you for
it.
having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll have to have you back when the album comes out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that and listen to some music.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Dope. All right. Bada boom. So make sure that you go in the description, find all of his pages, follow him, stay tuned for all the news about the album, all the news about the new label and what he's doing. I think that there's going to be a lot of fresh shit coming from him this year. So thank you for joining us. We love you. Peace.
Natural Habitat Recordings.